you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, well, we are live right now. Welcome everybody to our free training on AI video animations. In today's training, we're going to be showing you in 3 steps how to create great looking, top performing AI video animations that you can use by themselves, or you can integrate them into your existing, live action videos. And to do that today, we're bringing on my good friend, an AI video animations expert, Jesse Davis, who has somewhere close to 1 trillion views, I think, on YouTube, something like that. You have more
I
views than
would
Apple
say,
has money, I think.
yeah, it's
So
quite a few.
So welcome. So, Jesse, tell us, for those of us that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about your experience, and kind of walk us through a little bit about what we're going to go through today.
Okay, so I run Brianna's Secret Club as well as quite a few other different channels, and the biggest being about 8 million subscribers. And a few years ago, I went to visit my friend Nick Nimmin in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I had a day to kill. And I said, you know what? I've heard about this AI stuff. Let me dig into it. And I, as a creator, I'm looking for what I can use to make my videos more awesome, to give me an edge. And what I found was profoundly disappointing. The technology just wasn't there yet.
Mm.
Now, fast forward to late 2024, early 2025, all of a sudden I decided to dive back in and check things out. And lo and behold, I'm blown away. I'm like, holy cow, this stuff is real. It's here now. I can build full animations, full cartoons, uh, animate YouTube videos with realistic illustrations of whatever it is that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it was just like somebody opened the Pandora's box of creativity, and I was hooked. And so I've been going at this for months and months now,
Yeah.
digging into every software imaginable, trying to figure out how this stuff works. And I finally cracked the code, and I came up with a system. I trained my employees, and within a week, Owen, they were producing their own cartoons that were getting hundreds, thousands, sometimes even millions of views.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's really powerful. So I'm excited to walk through that. You and I have kind of partnered up to help creators and companies integrate AI video into their content plan. We're going to go through those simple steps today. And I want to ask you
Yes,
guys,
sir.
those of you that are watching us live, say hello in the chat room right now. Or if you're watching this on the replay, maybe you're watching this tomorrow or the next day, say hello as well in the live chat replay so we can reach out to you and say hi. We have created 2 different resources for you. We've created a PDF guide called the AI Video Beginner's Guide, and that is found in the description box of this video. It's aivideotraining.com/beginner's guide, and you guys can go download that, and that's yours to keep. You guys could use that. If you were to follow just that, you could get started. We also have an AI video training course, a workshop that Jesse and I are putting together, which is paid, that you have to enroll in that one. But that's going to be for those of you that are a little bit more serious. Now, we're not going to really like twist your arm. That's going to be around for a long time. And it's not a one-time only scenario. We're going to be doing workshops every couple of weeks or so. So that as the technology changes, our trainings will change right on top of it. But Jesse, why don't you give us a sneak peek? You probably need to share your screen. Give us a sneak peek about like what we're going to be looking at today. If someone's watching us right now, what will they be able to create? Let's see if I can go to this. Here we go. Yeah, let's see what you guys will be able to create after today's training.
Okay, so here's a little training, a little teaser of the training we're going to do today. Let me see. Okay, here I'll play the teaser first. So yeah, these are some examples of some AI videos that I made. Let's take a look.
So good. Dude, so good. I
Pop that up.
absolutely love it. Oh, you cut your screen share, which is all right, but we're yeah, go ahead and pull that screen share back up. Okay, so guys, here's the thing. Forgive us if the internet's a little choppy, okay? We're live streaming and we're doing all sorts of AI processing in the same time. So if it
Yeah.
gets too choppy, we'll figure something out. But we've done a couple tests and everything worked fine, so we should be good to go. Jesse, without further ado, let's jump into the training. How to create AI videos in 3 simple steps. So Jesse, take it away.
Okay, great, great. So I just want to start off a little bit, giving you guys some expectations about what this course would be about today. This little mini course, about 30 minutes long. I want to talk a little bit about what is AI video. And then we're going to also talk about the types of AI projects that you can do. I will be giving you recommendations for different AI tools that you can use to do different functions. There's music tools and video tools and image tools. So we'll be talking about that a little bit. I'm going to give you some basic prompting tips for how to generate good looking image and video. Hopefully that is what you want to do, because there's a lot of variables that we have to kind of control there. I'll give you a few final tips, and finally, I will get into the 3-step process about how we can make your videos using AI. Okay, and like Owen said, I do have a free PDF guide that's more or less covering what we're talking about here today. So if you want to go ahead and you can jot that down, just aivideotraining.com/beginners-guide. That'll get you the free PDF guide, and it'll also let you know about more trainings and deals and stuff we have to help you guys out in your journey. Okay, we already did that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what is AI video. And a lot of people are having a hard time kind of wrapping their head around what is this magic. It's magic, but essentially AI video relies on complex layers of computer processing using a huge database of existing images and video to try to figure out what would come next. So, if a baseball flies in front of somebody's face, the shadow would be over here, the ball would move to the left, and it tries to kind of guess what's going to happen. And all of that is based on the user's input, which is based on a prompt. Now, everybody's probably familiar at this point with ChatGPT. I think everybody's probably used some type of AI software here or there. And video and image is no different. So you have a prompt, and you can even type something as basic as make a blue car on a road, and it will do that. Now, it may not be what you want, but we'll talk about how to get better results later.
Mhm.
You can also add pictures into the video process. So it's not just text, right? You can also say, hey, I want this woman to be doing this thing, or animate this character on a bike, make them ride the bike, right? So you can use images as well. Okay, I think let's talk about misconceptions. A lot
Is
of
this
people have some.
primarily, can I ask this question?
Yeah.
Is AI video primarily starting with an image and animating it, or can you upload video clips as well and like augment those?
It's all of the above. So yes, you can literally do text to video. A lot of people work just like that. And to keep things consistent, they have to be very descriptive with their characters.
Okay.
Describing the character every single time, down to the buttons on the jacket and everything, like very, very, very descriptive. Or you can work with image to video. We'll talk a little more about the different types later. But yes, there are some programs that can also, you can add video and you can modify video. They have features called inpainting, and there's like style transfer. There's quite a few different video techniques where you can put video in and kind of get something different out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and there are some programs that even allow you to, like, you can say like, here's me, with this plate, and then you can make a video of a chef with the plate in the same position. It kind of uses the video as a reference.
Super good.
Okay, so let's talk about some misconceptions. AI does not replace creativity. So I think there's some negativity regarding people's understanding of how image processing works, and video, while kind of being similar, has some differences. It is totally possible to draw or make your own character. I took my niece, I took a picture of her, and I turned her into a cartoon, like her exact outfit, her bow, everything. But that was my character. I dressed her. I literally bought that outfit. So, I created this sort of persona, and then I use that persona in my videos. So what you're seeing is really more my original creation than it is somebody else's. So for me, AI doesn't replace creativity; it enhances it. It gives me an outlet for all my good ideas. And you don't have to have art skill, but you do have to have a good imagination, I think, to do this. Um, in AI, you are still the storyteller and the director. So people who want to have a good knowledge of storytelling, people who can kind of see some pictures in their head of how they would like things to work, or have at least a general idea of what they would like to see, are going to be very good at doing this type of thing. Creative people, whether they're artistic or not, yay, good, good match for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about what AI video is good at. It's great for fast idea testing. Some even video game developers are now using AI for prototyping, right? They want to whip together a game real quick. They generate some characters, they do a couple things, and they use them as placeholder screens. They may go back and replace those later. So it's great for just sort of getting some ideas, or maybe seeing how something would look in the real world and deciding if you'd like that or not.
Yeah.
It's very good for imaginative visuals, like coming up with something kind of new or something you haven't seen before. Like for the first time, you're like, create a guy with a feathered hat and blah, 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 and you describe this thing and it makes it. So it's great for that. AI has a very low barrier to entry. It's as simple as type a prompt and bam, you get something. And the visuals are pretty amazing. Honestly, like everybody's seen some AI stuff that's really like jaw dropping, that you're like, I can't believe a machine is capable of making that. It's unbelievable. Okay, let's talk a little bit about weaknesses for AI, like some kind of problems it has right now. Now, this technology is not finished, it's not perfect, so there's some issues. Credits can be a bit pricey, and so a lot of what I'll talk about here and there is kind of like if something's expensive or not. I'm sure by now everybody's seen VO3 videos. So if you've seen AI videos where the guy's talking, blah, especially like the Yeti that's like doing the vlog, hey guys, check it out, I'm in the Yukon. Like that's Google's VO3. Those videos are up to like $10 per 5-second video. Like,
wow,
absolutely insane. And you're going to pay that whether it gets to you the result you want or not.
That's an 8-second video.
I think 5 to 8 seconds is what you get, but the credits are unbelievable. Their top tier plan is the only one that gives you full access to that. And for $250, you're allowed to generate 80 videos per month. Okay. And that is not a lot. If you're doing a project, 80 videos will go like that, right? So you're talking about a serious outlay if you want to get into VO3. Quality is awesome, but right now it's just not affordable for most people. And as I mentioned before, sometimes there's inconsistent results, weird physics. You might get 6 fingers on their hand, or I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're pressing buttons.
1 sec.
Yeah, that's there we go. There we go. No, it's not you. It's me. So you're talking about having 6 fingers on your hand. You know, it might be a little off.
Yeah, right. So yeah, you're gonna get sometimes hilarious mistakes. I had one where there's supposed to be a little girl walking up to a horse, and what I got was the horse runs up and just tramples the little girl. like, like that's not what I wanted at all.
Yeah.
You get really weird stuff.
But it's like, yeah, that
Um,
was awful. That was awful, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Like I
yeah,
wasn't thinking
sometimes you
we'd
get
go in that
funny.
direction, like
Right, right. So bad it's good.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
exactly.
but yeah, sometimes it's the AI's fault, and sometimes it's your fault because maybe you didn't describe accurately. I'll be like,
But
oh,
yeah,
I didn't tell it what it was supposed to do with the horse, right? Like that's my fault. That's on me. Um, so it's important to know that AI is evolving fast, and so whatever I'm talking about is going to change next month. I've been working on a buyer's guide telling all the features, and it is like crazy to keep up with it. Just today, brand new model for Hailuo Mini Max just dropped. That's amazing. So like where last week I wasn't real hot on that, now it's like a different story. And this is like every week there's some new major
something new
update
coming
from one of
out.
the big players. It is really difficult to keep up with, and that's part of the reason why we're kind of doing this course live, is because I want to get you guys up to date information. Um, and so that it's kind of hard to plan. Um, I I always recommend to people for this year, for 2025, if you buy any plans for AI, because it's all like a monthly or yearly subscription plan, even though you'll get a better deal yearly, please, please, please subscribe monthly.
Okay.
We don't want to go out and spend on a yearly budget and then 3 months later your software is outdated, right? You need to be able to move if there's something way, way better come out. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Things are like monthly evolving.
Cool.
Okay, now with AI video, I want everybody to think of themselves like an art director, right? You're sort of like the director of the film. You're going to plan it out, you're going to prompt it, you're going to be the one in charge of guiding the AI to achieve your vision. So um, it really feels like you've got this whole animation studio under that's ready to do your bidding for whatever you want, but you have to lead these people. You have to tell them what to do.
Mm,
It's an incredible feeling, but there's also sort of responsibility on you that you have to be the leader and be able to kind of step up when it comes to making more than one video at a time. You have to have a vision. Okay, let's talk about now. This is sort of getting into my secret sauce. I'm giving away some secrets here. Um, and this is based on what I would call a workflow. So there's different workflows depending on what project you might be doing. But you need to kind of understand that there's different steps to creating an AI video animation. So here's a basic workflow I'm going to give you. So the first part would be to plan your concept. Now maybe this is just an idea you have, right? But you got to come up with an idea. What type of video are you going to make? I'm going to make a music video about a love song, and I want a guy and a girl. You kind of have a rough idea, and then you get into the writing part. Now, this could be just a simple bullet point list of kind of what you want to have in what order. Sometimes this could be just a few rough ideas, like for a music video that's abstract, you kind of want to weave some themes into it, or it could be like part one, this happens, part two, this happens, part three.
mm-hmm.
But there should be some type of story or sequential workflow of whatever it is you're building. Um, this is also a good time where if you're doing a music video, you might want to make your music or get your music secured or whatever it is, because that's going to be key to setting up your video. In the easier things, projects that I recommend people doing, a lot of times music video is one of the easiest. So starting with music first means you don't have to worry about audio. You just have to think about what visuals you want. And so that brings us on to the visuals. I usually will then start into the visual phase of my video where I might start generating characters using AI image tool. I might generate some backgrounds. I always have fun with this one because this is sort of like world building, right? You're trying to you're going from nothing to trying to place characters and backgrounds and stuff and get your style going. But I usually start with this phase so that I kind of have a rough idea of what's going on. It's very important if you can establish your visual style early, establish your characters and your locations. This will all go much easier.
Is it okay?
Um,
Tell me about are you going to show us how to create like the same character over and over again? You know, that's one thing that I felt has been an issue is like the pirate looks different.
Right. So I did generate a pirate and I use the same pirate as a character reference. So
Okay.
if you use a program such as Kling, which we're going to use today, that has the ability to use what they call references, that's different from just animating a still image. That's where it's like I'll make a character like a pirate. I might have them from two different angles when I generate it, but maybe like a white background, right?
Okay.
And I'll say that. Now, to keep it simple and allow us to use some of the newer technology, I have, for our example, I'm just going to do straight image to video, like make an image and then animate it.
Okay.
You'll get good results, but might have some issues later on if it gets into like character consistency.
Oh, good.
Okay,
So trauma, so character trauma. I have a little bit of expertise in that. So now that excites me. That excites me. Okay, keep going. This is really cool.
okay, great. So the next step is taking our images and things we've generated and then starting to create the actual videos themselves. And this may involve inputting some of these images into the videos. You can mix and match. So like you can do like animate image as a start frame, or you could use several images as references for a video, or you could even just use the straight text prompt to describe what you want and have it, you know, do the video. The trick is trying to keep everything look consistent. So you want to always use the same type of art style, whether it be realism or cartoon or Disney Pixar, whatever. You just want to make sure it looks good. The next step is enhance. This is sort of optional. Some AI programs, now the one we're using today does output in 1080p, which means you're going to get full HD images by default. But a lot of these programs will output at a lower resolution, like 720p. And you might say, well, hey, I'm making a 4K video or I'm making 1080p video. I need to upscale that. And they have AI upscaling tools. So that's probably the first tool that you might use. But there are, as we talked about earlier with the video to video, there's some other tools that allow you to maybe fix videos or paint something out or add something in. So there's some other stuff that's more advanced, but I did want to put it in there that is maybe a phase that you might have to go through during your workflow process. And finally, you got editing. Now, I'm not really going to cover editing too much in here. There's many resources for learning how to do basic video editing. The editing that's required for AI video is super easy. It's almost as simple as, you know, get a soundtrack, you know, put a couple videos together and then export. So you don't have to be a video editing master. You just have to be able to assemble a few videos, maybe add some sound effects or music, and then you're good to go. It's worth noting that by default, most of the AI programs right now do not generate audio. So audio is sort of a missing component. Now, Kling is starting to experiment with some of this. It doesn't do words very well, but it's starting to be able to add like water and splash effects and stuff like that. So you can play around with it, but if you have to do any audio or voiceovers, you're going to have to use another program or add voices yourself in the editing process. Okay, so that's basically the whole workflow for how to build a full video. When I talk about full video, I'm not talking about 5 seconds. I'm talking about taking these 5-second or 8-second clips and making a video that's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes long. I think my longest video was about 6 minutes, which took me about a week or better part of the week to do. It was challenging, but You can make full length, long form YouTube videos that are monetizable with this software. And we do, and we make money. So it's worth learning. Okay. Um, Let me jump to the next thing. We're going to talk about some recommended AI tools. Now, if you get my beginner's guide, I probably have all of these in the beginner's guide. So you can go, I'm not going to talk too much about the individual tools, but I will mention the categories. So you have writing tools, or what they call like LLMs, large language model, like ChatGPT or DeepSeek, that'll help with writing. And we use it all the time for translation. It's great at translating and coming up with ideas. If you're stuck, or you're like, hey, I need an ending for this story, write an ending for me, and you tell what the story is, it'll come up with an ending. So it's awesome for writing assistance. Um, Now, I will say that you could download every single one of these tools, but I always encourage people to leave some human in your project. You just because you have these tools doesn't mean you have to use every one. So it's still okay. Like if you want to write original music, or you want to use your actual voice to do AI, do your own voiceovers. That's great. That's like a human component. People want to connect with something that feels human. Um, there there are some audio programs for music. Suno AI is awesome. It will literally write you all the music you want, royalty free, all day long for like, I think it's like $10 a month. You can just generate music that you can use for YouTube. So it's super cheap, and it's amazing. You can write your own lyrics, you write your own music. It's really cool. For voiceovers, 11 Labs is probably the best. Some of these are included in some of the video like editing platforms like Hedra, but this is a synthetic voice. Now, I don't particularly like synthetic voices, but I know some people have no other option. It does make it feel robotic and not authentic, right? When you have a fake AI voice. I think everybody's heard those fake AI voices, and probably you guys have an opinion one way or the other. For image generation, there are so many image generators right now. A few of the top ones are Midjourney, Leonardo. We use FreePic, which actually uses a system called Flux. And Runway actually has a very good image generator. So there's different image. They're good at different things, but you do need some type of image generator. Even ChatGPT can generate images. So you got to be able to create those images. For video generation, I'm just mentioning a couple: Kling, Video VO2, some that I use a lot, but there are many, many, many more. There's also, it's worth noting that there are third-party companies that, like FreePic, for example. FreePic doesn't really have their own software, but they'll use like Kling, they'll use Google stuff, they'll use all sorts of other software that you pay them credits, and you can basically access these other things. So it's one of the ways you can get VO3 if you want to play around with it, but again, it's hideously expensive. Then we have enhanced video. So I'm mentioning a couple. Topaz is probably the best AI upscaler. I bought a copy. It was about $300, but it's a one-time thing. You can run locally on your computer. You could upscale any video, period, to 1080p, 4K, even fix minor problems. It's a pretty cool tool. So you have grainy, low-quality video, it can take care of that. There's some other programs like Lumen Runway that have some of those features we mentioned earlier, Owen, about like video to video, adding in elements. I know I use one called Pika that's great at like taking a real video, and then you want to put a parrot on your shoulder, it'll do it, and it's amazing looking. So that's what we talk about with video enhancement. And for editing, you can literally use anything. If you want to use CapCut for a free program, Premiere, Final Cut, DaVinci, anything you want, basically. As long as you can, again, add videos, stick them together, add some sound, add some music, you're basically good to go. Okay, we've talked about the tools. Now let's talk about just a few types of AI video projects you may want to consider. one I already mentioned is music video. These are very easy to create. It's audio driven. Thing I like about it is that you plop the video in you plop the music in on your video editing timeline, and basically from there you just fill in the blanks with whatever the music sounds like. So it's an easy project. If you guys want to try it yourself, try a music video first and then see how you can do. Um, the next project would be narrated story. So I actually have hired a full-time audio guy who will get a written story and he'll read it, like even do voices and stuff. He'll just read it. We'll get an audio file, and then that goes to the video editors, the AI animators, who will then take it and then build a story around that audio track. That's another very good way to start off a project. It's very easy. Just start with an audio track first, and put the story to the audio track. Okay, and the last one, this one's a little bit harder. This would be a dialogue-based story. So this is where you actually have characters that are talking. And this is where you're really going to need some type of either dubbing yourself or AI voiceovers. And there's programs like Runway that can even do facial capture. So you can map your face onto the character's face. And so you get eyebrow movements just like yours. So if you're a good actor, that could be a good option. But you have to be able to generate dialogue. So that's more advanced. Okay. So again, we talked about prompting. So everybody's probably run at least one prompt on ChatGPT. They've tried something or even typed something in Google. There's a few extra things you might want to keep in mind if you're generating an image or you're generating video. So here's 6 categories that you want to consider when writing your prompt for image or video. First one is the subject. Who and what is in the scene? So you want to tell about the main character, you want to describe the main character, and then you want to describe what's going on in the scene, what's the background. That's important. The second one is the action and movement. Is the character running? Are they dropping something? Do they have something in their hand? So you need to describe what's going on, the flow of the animation, what needs to happen. Next thing you want to describe is the background. Describe the environment. What's happening? You can even describe background motion. Maybe there's a crowd, cars are driving by in the background, clouds are floating by. What is happening that's not related to the character?
I'm really interested to see what that prompt looks like too, because it's like, it feels like your prompt alone is almost like a small book.
It can be, and also keep in mind that when you're writing a prompt for image or video, here's a major awesome tip. Use ChatGPT or DeepSeek to enhance your prompt. You can just say, ChatGPT, make my prompt better for an image generation software. And it will add some extra details in. You can go through it and be like, oh, I like that detail. That's good. Or, oh, hey, no, this is wrong. And you can kind of fix it. But you can really beef up your prompt by asking another AI to like fix it for you. So it's amazing as a reference tool for prompting. Yeah, there's a few programs that have DeepSeek or something like that built into it, where there's literally, you click a button and it will enhance your prompt automatically. So
great, love it.
You can do that. All of this is really important if you're doing text to video, right? Where there's nothing happening. In that circumstance, you want to prompt like you're describing something to a blind person. Ooh, right? Wow, they literally can't see. You have to tell them everything that's going on. You have to tell them the colors, the smells, the environment. Like, you have to be their eyes, basically. So that's how you have to describe. The fourth thing is emotion. So you want to describe the character's emotion. what they're feeling, or somebody else is mad at them. This can sometimes be tricky, but you need to describe that as best as possible. The fifth thing you need to describe is style. What's the art style? Is it realistic? Is it cartoon? Is it a painting? You can say painterly. You can say a child's drawing, like, in the style of early Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, like,
Wow.
1920s cartoon. Like, there's so many different styles that you can do, and once you realize that, I mean, just opens up a huge realm of creativity. You want to do something that looks like Lord of the Rings, you can ask for a fantasy style, like you saw with the dragon, right? That I did. So you have to define that, and when you define that, make sure you define that in all of your prompts. So you want to define it in your image prompts and your video prompts. You always want to remind it that it's this style, so it kind of keeps the same look consistently across all your videos. The last thing you want to consider, this works for video and images, but you want to describe the camera and what the camera is doing. Now, with images, you don't need to worry about camera movement, but you may want to indicate how close the camera is. What's interesting, a lot of people don't know this, but you can also specify which camera is used to take the video. You can say, I want a Sony A7 S3 with a 50 millimeter lens, at f-stop 2.7. If you want to get that technical,
dude.
you can.
Wow.
Yeah. But you don't have to. You can just say, I want a medium shot. I want a close-up shot. I want a wide shot. Like, you can just do that basic stuff. You can also say things for video, like the camera needs to pan to the left, or let's say the guy's holding something in his hand. You can say the camera should start at his hand and then pan up to the man's face, right? So you can get really amazing cinematic shots by describing how the camera is moving. So there's many technical camera movements. You've got like pan is left and right, and tilt is up and down. You have like a dolly zoom in and out, or you want to zoom in on the character's face. You can specify that. Okay, so that covers general prompting. You guys don't have to be awesome at this, but try to at least hit these top categories when you're describing your prompt, and you will get much better results. I promise you. Okay, so now is into the meat and potatoes of what I want to teach you guys, which is how to use Kling to generate a video in 3 easy steps. Now, Kling is a software that is probably the most feature-rich software I can think of right now. It's got every feature, and the new model's gotten really good. I recommend Kling because it's a medium priced, but it produces very good results. So if you start with Kling, you're probably going to get something that you're pretty happy with, pretty impressed. So we're going to start with that. Now, if you get my beginner's guide, there is a link in the beginner's guide that will get you a 50% bonus credits in your first month of using Kling. Now, Kling is a paid software, but you only need, I think, like $9 a month for the first month just to start. And you can cancel right away if you don't want to get rebilled. But you do need some credits to get started. But if you click that link in my guide, you will get anything you buy, including the $9. You're going to get 50% more credits to play with. So
now
that's a little extra.
I want to add to that too, that like we struggled over like what software we were going to promote, because there's a few that can do this, right? Like, and it's going to change. Kling, God forbid, could go belly up next week. We just
Good.
We just don't know. I mean, and maybe not. Maybe they're like mega funded by some billionaire. I don't know. But like my point is like, like I know the guy who co-founded Midjourney. I actually know his dad, but my point is that he was out, like he left the company, like the guy who started it, right? It's like not even there anymore. So my point is these softwares can change. and we chose Kling over Dzine, for example, which I have used in other projects because of feature, price, and ease of use. You might be out there going like, oh, but
Yeah.
could I use Dzine for this? Or could I use, yeah, probably, but that's not what we're going to teach right now today.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Kling is if you're hanging out with other guys that are doing this professionally or semi-professionally, Kling is a name that you're going to hear a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people use Kling just because it's very good. And I feel confident that if I teach Kling, people are going to start getting professional results that they're happy with. And two, Kling has so many different ways to work. You can do text to video. You can do image to video, first frame. You can do, I think they are starting to have some video to video editing features now. They're adding audio. They're adding so many features.
Yeah.
And the references are really good. So if you want to generate with references, which is one of the ways I work, where you create a character, you create a background, you create a thing, and you have it put them all together, which is my favorite way to work. Kling does it really well. So I would encourage that. And Kling has gotten pretty good at prompt adherence. So when you tell it to do something, it's pretty good about doing it, where a lot of other programs are not. And Kling uses its own engine. So where a lot of other like FreePick can use Kling as well. It can use VO. It can use a bunch of different ones. But Kling is original. So like they're using their own system. So, and it's good. All right. So I'm just going to run through. These are the basic 3 steps, and then we're going to watch a pre-recorded video where I went through all this. The reason I'm not doing this totally live is because generation takes time.
Yeah.
A Kling video takes about 5 minutes to generate. So rather than wasting everybody's time, I'm going to kind of speed things up with this video, but I will be around and we'll talk about things at the end. So I'm going to play a video. We're going to go through steps 1 and 2, how to create an image, and then how to take that image and create a video from that image in Kling. And then step 3, I'm going to show you the result of what happens when you take a whole bunch of those videos, you edit them together, you add audio, and you end up with the final project. Okay? All right, let's get started.
Okay, so this is Kling AI. This is probably one of people's favorite AI programs right now. It has a lot of features. It can do images, it can do video. It does require a paid account though. But if you have my guide, the beginner's guide, you can click on the link in there and that'll get you a bonus 50% credits on anything you buy in the first month. So I think the starter package is like $10. So that'll be enough to just get you started and you can play around with it, have some fun. Okay, so our first thing that we're going to try to do is we're going to try to use Kling to create an image. Now, this does get a little bit expensive, but rather than have to flip back and forth between many programs, I would like to just use Kling for this one demonstration. So if we go to image on the left-hand side, this will take us to Kling's image generation software. Okay, so they have 2 modes here. You have text to image, where you just describe something and then it creates an image, or you can provide an image reference. So you can say things like, I want it this style, or I would like to have this character in the scene, and you can describe things. And that helps it be able to generate a much more accurate image with consistent characters. So that is one way to use it. But to make it easy, we're just going to start up with text to image right now. So this is simple as just type whatever you want, and it will generate 4 images. So here's what we're going to do. I would like to create a scene about a pirate on a ship at night. Okay, so I'm going to type a war pirate captain is on the bridge of his ship at night. Okay, the sea is black. There are clouds around the full moon. Okay, so this gives us a rough idea of what we want. Now, like I said before, you want to describe characters, you want to describe their emotions, you want to describe any background things that are going on. Like I've described the the rough sea and the clouds. We can also add, there is a red parrot on his shoulder. He is steering the wheel of the pirate ship. Okay, so let's just go ahead and generate that right now. All right, now that's going to generate this, and it will take a little bit of time to generate these things. So we're going to wait. Now, images are going to generate faster than videos. So whatever we generate is going to show up here on the right-hand side. Okay, that was pretty quick. And wow, it did a great job. So we've got the pirate on the ship. This one looks very realistic. Now, I didn't say realistic style, but usually these AI programs will default for that. I do kind of like the bottom right guy. Okay, we're going to start with this. Okay, so I'm just going to right click and download the image, right? So that essentially is step one. Now, there's two different ways to work here. We can either generate individual elements and then try to assemble them later into a video or a composite image. Like I could generate the pirate separate, the parrot separate, the water, the boat, all separate, right? And that eventually will be what we discuss in some of my courses about how to generate consistency, because that's the key to making a good animation. But for right now, we are just trying to get one cool image. So we're going to jump over to the video generation. So this is part two, is generating the video. Now, it's worth noting that Kling has some different models. So Kling 2.1 is brand new and it's very powerful. It's very good. Some models, for references, you have to run in Kling 1.6, which is good, but does have some more artifacts. The physics aren't as good. So whenever possible, try to use Kling 2.1 if you can. Okay, so we are now jumping over to the video generation, as you see here on the left-hand side. So if I go to my downloads, here it is. I can just drag this file right over to here, and it's going to generate a video from this image. Now, it's worth noting that this isn't just making a video roughly from this. This is considering this image as the very first frame of the video. So this should be pretty accurate to what we want. Let's describe what we want in the video. So once we've added our image, you can just come down. I don't have to be as descriptive as I would normally be if I had nothing, right? Had no idea what I was doing. I had to tell everything by text. So I'm going to go ahead and explain what's in the scene. So a young pirate captain with a parrot on his shoulder steers the wheel of a pirate ship through a storm. And I'm going to remind it that this is realistic video. Okay, so that's about all I need to do for it to understand what needs to happen with this. I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. And this is going to generate one video generation. It's 35 credits. This program can be a little on the pricey side. So if we're trying something new that we don't know if it's going to work, I might just generate one. So we're just going to do 5 seconds. You can do a 10 if you want. I'm going to do one output. Notice that we're keeping the action very simple. I just want the pirate steering the boat, see some waves in the background. I'm going to click generate, and we're going to wait. Okay, so I come back to check on the progress of our pirate, and this is what we got. And I am actually really impressed with this. You can see good lighting on his face. The parrot's moving around very organically. You got the splashes, even the rigging is swaying. So I think this is an excellent scene. I'm extremely happy with this. So next, I think I went ahead and generated some pirate pictures of a ship kind of from outside. We're not looking at the character now, we're looking at the whole ship. And I'm going to go ahead and see if we can generate a video from one of those. So, okay, one sec. Let me just attach the image that I downloaded. And so now we've got a ship on the storm, right? And let me see if we can describe this image. So a pirate ship sails through the storm. The camera orbits around the ship as it passes. The waves are Okay, this looks pretty good. Let me remind it that it's realistic video and generate. So we're going to make a new video of this ship from the outside, and we'll see how that does. Okay, so we generated the image of the boat panning around. Now, note it does have audio, and Kling is now experimenting with a new audio feature. So when you're generating video, you scroll down here. This is, say, free for now. They're trying to add new AI audio function. I haven't messed with this too much. It seemed to do a good job on here, but I've also had it just put in nonsense words. So, you may want to turn that off if you want to, or with something like a boat, you want some wave sound effects, you can try.
Now, if you guys are watching and it's a little choppy, just keep in mind that we're kind of playing this through a system, so it might look a little bit weird. But Jesse, I got to say, like, the way we lost the screen share, by the way. But
Yeah,
you're back
sorry.
on camera. It's you and me. Like the bird on the shoulder of the pirate looked incredible. The natural movements of the bird, and I don't believe you had to put that in, right? Like
No. It understands that when the pirate's moving to the left, the bird is going to move with him.
Yeah.
So like I was really impressed with that clip.
All right, let's jump back in then, because I know there's a little bit of a tech issue there, but let's just jump back in and see if we can show everybody. The waves looked incredible. The sea monster looked incredible. Okay, we're back up. So show us this final piece. Now, just to clarify, did you have to set up each individual scene or shot, or Kling just sort of guesstimated this?
No. So some people have this idea that if you want to make a long video, that it's just going to do everything for you. And again, you're the director. You have to think through each scene. So I had to think, okay, I want to start with the pirate captain. Now I want to see the ship, and then we're going to see some other things. So you have to generate each 5-second scene over and over again. So you can see how this process, while fun and creative, can also be drawn out and tedious because you're generating a scene at a time. However, compared to traditional filming, like if I had to shoot the Pirates of the Caribbean, this process looks way easier, right? You just tell it to generate a pirate ship, and then you got a great looking pirate ship. So
and I feel like that's something that you kind of like. This is where the creativity comes in. Like, there's a lot of talk right now about like AI will replace creators. I don't see that happening for quite some time. What I see is the most creative creators that can speak to AI almost like a team member or like a creative executor. You're going to be able, that creator is going to be able to create videos that work across reels, shorts, live streams, pre-recorded. You're going to be able to make a whole channel on AI video animations, or you'll be able to add video animations into your existing channel. Like, we're going to take a look at this pirate ship right now. This could be its own story, and this is where I would go with it for all my people listening. I would sell this to a doctor, and I would make this video, and I would sell this to a doctor and to a lawyer and to a financial investor. And I would have them all use the same video to tell a story of overcoming an obstacle that felt like a sea monster. So, one time I was helping a client battle their disease, and it was like a giant sea monster. Insert clip, right? Or I was helping a client invest in their first home, and it was like a sea monster. Insert clip, right? Like you can use these in so many different ways. Show us now. Now we got that. Now I'm done talking because my coffee is erupting in my bloodstream right now. Tell me. Let's show me this clip.
Okay, let's play the clip. Oop.
bird. The bird. Ah, it's a little choppy. I'm frozen. I'm frozen over here. So let's skip it. It's unfortunately, guys, it's probably just too much to stream right now. We did practice playing it earlier and it worked out just fine. But it's too bad. This video came out exceptional. So we'll put a link to it so you guys can watch the full thing. Remember, you're watching us. Go ahead, Jesse.
I can try. Yeah.
You're pretty choppy, so you might want to jump off and come back on again. You know, like when it comes to playing these through a live stream, it can be a little choppy. And this is the part where we're going to get a bunch of 19-year-old creators who are like telling me how bad my live stream is. Guys, unsubscribe and walk away. This is not for you. Like we know that live streaming is an imperfect medium, and we do it anyway because there's so much we want to teach you right now. So let's go back to that, Jesse, and let's see if we can. Let's share your screen. Let's see if we can do it one more time. If not, we'll just continue on. We'll wrap up the training because I know that we've covered a lot today. And we're going to cover a lot more, guys. We are launching an AI video training community that will have workbooks and starter guides and prompting guides, but also live workshops with Jesse that will not only teach you this process, but all of the other videos that he's made. And you guys will see more of those in the future. Do you want to try giving this another run? Let's see if we can watch this again.
Yeah. Is it playing good?
Well, I mean, we're 3 seconds in, so let's find out. Much better, though. Yeah, look at that, man. The way that the boat, and then kind of like the black smoke coming in. Sea monster rises. Dude, that attack is just legit. That attack on the boat is so legit. Man, even that shot right there is just excellent. So we got it. That played pretty well. Your screen share's off now, but it looks pretty good.
All right, resharing again.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so basically this little training is just the tip of the iceberg. I've got so much more to teach. If you guys are interested in learning more about AI video and how to animate full videos, I've got easier workflows. I've got new techniques, things that are going to make things make more sense when you talk about like doing something for 20 videos in a row using references. And I've got a buyer's guide. There's so much more to unpack, but it does take time. So we built this course, AI Story Lab, Owen and I together, to basically, ease you into it. Day one is going to be an easy music video project. Day two is going to be a narrated story project. You're actually going to learn how to build these videos themselves. And day three, we're going to kind of go over it and have a chance for people to give feedback, critiques, and answer questions. So, it's not going to be like just watching a YouTube video on this. You're actually going to get feedback. I wanted to build something where people felt like there was somebody there with them on their journey to show them how it works and help them along the way, get those questions answered, show them better ways to do things, how to improve workflows and results, and be able to create really amazing stuff. I've got tech that I haven't even shared with you guys or talked about in this class. There's so much. But if you guys are interested, Owen, we are having a promotion. Is that correct? For our first class?
Yeah. Right now we're doing a pre-enrollment special for $97. So ultimately, this course, this program, this community, which does include PDF guides, We are going to give you the slides, like all the slides to the different programs and projects that we're creating here inside the AI Story Labs. We are going to be doing live streams together. I mean, this is a public live stream, but we're going to be doing more like live classes and workshops where you can show us your work, right? And I think that's the like.
Yeah.
This is not just like a buy it and watch it alone course. This is more like you enroll and become part of a community where you'll not only get the instructions, but there's ongoing classes, workshops, and chances to meet with us and the community to share your work, show your work, get feedback on your work, to regenerate some of your work and make it even better. Like even in the pirate movie, there was a scene I would have loved to see a tentacle come in right before, like even as it throws him into the water, it'd be cool to even see a tentacle in the water, kind of coming out of the water, right? Just that bit of consistency, that makes it just that 1 centimeter better. So like we're going to be talking about those things. And it's $97, which is a joke. It's a joke. For $97, it's one time. It's not monthly. Okay, it's $97 once. Now, that's going to be our pre-sale up until the end of this week. Next week, it's going up $100. And our ultimate final price will probably be somewhere between $300 and $500. And it'll be a lifetime membership, and you'll be able to join. But that's where it's going. So this is our first ever live stream. It's our first ever announcement about it. We're going to open up early enrollment for $97. So we want to encourage you guys to enroll in that now. The link is in the description box. I'm going to post it in the live chat feed as well, so that it's there. And maybe Jesse, if you want to just go to that link, and maybe let's just kind of continue to share your screen, maybe, and we can just sort of look at it a little bit, or maybe even I can do it. Let me see here.
Yeah. So this is the webpage we have for the class.
I can't see it. Let me go to mine, because I've got it up here.
So you go to yours.
When you click on it, guys, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this pre-sale alert with some examples of some videos that we've made here. Look at this one with the piano player. I feel awkward saying pianist, so I'm going to say piano player, but it's all there. You're right now. You're going to get the pre-sale price of $97. So you'll see right there that it's just $97 to get enrolled, and then we've got some basic sort of landing page stuff. But Jesse is Jesse, you're a creator.
That's right.
You're not a business person though. Like you've built an empire. Whereas like let me say this, Jesse, I think, is like 80% creator naturally, 20% business kind of man. Now guys, yeah, I'm just being goofy. I'm more like 80% businessman, 20% creator on the creator side. And so we've joined forces to get this out to you. And I think that you guys are going to find a perfect mix of like, who is this for? Creators. Guys, you guys are already making video. You got to learn how to do AI videos. Agencies, that's a big one too. I think that you should be involved. Like if you're an agency, you should be training your VA staff to learn AI videos, but also businesses, content like CMOs, directors of marketing. This is a great entry level course. So really, I would say for this course, there's no one in marketing or video creation that should not enroll. You guys should enroll, get your feet wet, and start building a community, because this is just the beginning of the beginning.
I encourage some of my creator friends. I'm like, hey guys, I want you to have these tools under your belt. Yes. You don't have to use them all the time. You don't have to be an AI animation studio. But as a creator, having this awesome, powerful tool to be able to illustrate metaphors or to do a graphic, or I've seen people posting professional commercials, stuff that can go on television, saying, This would have cost our production company $80,000 to shoot, and we did it for less than $10,000 just with AI.
Yeah.
Like professional grade stuff. It's coming, it's getting better. There is no time to learn this stuff than right now. No better time.
Super good, super great mention, because we're, like I said, we're at the beginning of the beginning. So guys, Jesse, thank you so much for spending the time with us today. We're ending right here on top of the hour, so this is a perfect timing. If you guys want to check that out, go see the links in the description box. We can get you the free guide. Just take the free guide and do your best. Stay in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Enroll in the class, become a part of the community. We've already got a few pre-sales that came in during the course of this call, so welcome, guys. We're excited to have you here. Keep in mind the price does go up next week, so keep that in mind. And for those of you guys that are watching this, I got to get over here. Are you watching this on YouTube? Hey, watch this video over here and continue your journey into AI video animations. I'm Owen Video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time. And now I have to wait 10 seconds before I hit the end stream button. Otherwise, it will just cut you off. It'll just cut you off, like right in the middle. Like right in the middle. You could be in the middle of a sentence